Hi everyone. Hope all of you are doing good today. This is Sonu, and I have with me my co-host Mansi. We are representing Galboss In. Galboss In is a volunteer-led initiative which is focused on helping young women take mindful decisions around career and life through more meaningful conversations. And today we have with us Juhi. So Juhi is a fine art student with a commerce background. She is an aspiring writer from Siliguri, West Bengal. She started writing around 4 years back. She believes writing has the power to change the world. So along with writing, she also loves to sketch and paint. She generally pens down her thoughts to give her imaginary world a tinge of reality. So break the stereotypes, not hearts. That is her tagline. So yes, Jui, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Sonu, and thank you, Gal Boston, for giving me this opportunity to be here.
Great. We are really glad to have you here and know more about you. So, Jui, just to give you a background, so our theme for this week is resilience, and we would like to talk more about how resilient or how have been your experiences around resilience. But before that, just to break the ice, we have a small rapid fire session that Mansi will take you through. So, over to you, Mansi.
Hi, Juhi. I'm so glad you decided to join us. Let's get started with the
Hi,
rapid
man.
fire round.
I'm glad to be here.
Okay.
Sure.
So I'm gonna name a word and tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when I say it.
Okay.
Strength,
Myself.
woman,
Empowerment.
resilience,
Adaptation.
hard work,
Belief.
and galbossin.
Power.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was wonderful, Jui. So, Jui, just to begin the conversation, and as I said, it is about resilience that we want to talk about. So what does it mean for you, to be resilient, and how have you manifested resilience in your life through the various experiences you have had? I learned that you have changed your career streams, and made different
Yes, I
career
did.
choices. So how has it been with
Yeah.
you? We would like to know more about it.
See, what I believe is, uh, it's about life is really uncertain. We don't know what situation we are going to face, what is going to happen next. So when a situation comes which is like not favorable for us, at that time we just concentrate on the problem. What I feel is it's better to like break the problems into several parts and then look for small solutions for one problem. That's what I did. I was a CA student. I joined CA just after completing my class 12. I gave my CPT, I cleared it in one attempt, and then I gave my IPCC both groups. That also I cleared. And then after completing my articleship, when I gave my CA final and my result was there, and I saw that I had failed. I didn't clear because of a few marks I couldn't clear. At that time, I started blaming like the situations. I didn't understand that it was my fault, that I might have made a mistake out there or something. I started blaming the situations, and then I again gave an attempt, but I couldn't clear it even the second time. After I couldn't clear it the second time, that time I understood that it's not about the situations, it's me. I need to understand where the problem is. And then I went back. What made me join CA? And I realized that it was because everyone was joining CA. I just followed the crowd. I just saw that they are like joining CA and it's a good course, and that made me go out there. I was in Siliguri. Most of my friends, after completing class 12, they registered for CPT, and I went with them. and registered for CPT even without understanding what it really was. That's when I realized maybe it's not what I want. Whenever I start studying, I don't feel like studying. What I used to do, I just used to turn back the pages. I used to go to my last page and start doodling, or I used to write something. That was the time I started writing or doodling. I never doodled, or I never did any sketch, or I never used to write before that. It was, I guess, in the last year of my articleship when I had started studying sincerely for my final exams, that I started doing all this stuff. And that's when I felt that this works give me happiness. And then I started writing little by little, and people started appreciating, and some opportunities started coming in. And that was the time I realized maybe, and I took the opportunities, I grabbed the opportunities, and I did small content writing jobs and stuff. And that's when I realized that when I was doing, you can enjoy it so much that you wait for the next work. So it's all about you understanding what you really want, and tackle when something wrong goes in your life. It's you should just believe in yourself. It's okay to face emotions, various emotions. Exam results can be an proper example when we see that we have failed, and that may be something we have never expected. But at that time, it's okay to be low, to be sad. But we should really believe ourselves, and we should know that what we really want. If you want to do that's exactly that later on too, then we should make plans. What I lacked was planning before giving my exams. I didn't plan, I didn't understand. So I guess understanding and planning are the major factors we should consider when we face such problems in our life.
uh, I mean, it's so good to hear. First of all, what I really liked when you were saying was, so when you used to study, you used to go to the last page and started writing and doodling. So what came to my mind when you said this was that, if you know, even if your passion will always find a way to, you know, show you that, see, I'm there. I mean, so how important it is to understand, you know, that this is where my mind is going, even if I'm busy doing something that I'm supposed to do, right? So that is where, you know, understanding and realizing that yes, this is something which is really making me happy, right? So understanding your own passion, how important it is. So the way you realize also, when you talked about the opportunities, right, that you started getting some freelance content writing work, and how you started doing it, and you used to wait to get more. So finally, I mean, what was taking that decision, like that, okay, finally I don't, you know, see this, you know, pursuing CA is giving me happiness, or pursuing any particular course or career path that I'd chosen, more because of the peers that were doing around me. And then, you know, switching it to something which is a very non-conventional stream, right, in our society, that we see, no, we don't see a lot of people who get into writing and painting, right? So how was that transition and shift, like how difficult was that for you? And you know, how was the society around, like were they supportive, and what were the some tough steps that you had to take?
Um, when I joined CA and when I was doing CA, that time I didn't realize that there could be something better which would make me feel better. I was doing CA and I thought, this is it. This is for me, and I have to be a CA, and that's what I have to do in life. I had this thought totally stuck in my mind. And after that, it was the failure in that particular field which made me realize that maybe I'm made for something else. And at that point, I started getting offers for content writing, and also I got offers to contribute my work to an anthology. uh, and even like my parents, when they saw so many opportunities are coming, even they understood that, and they saw me happy while doing that. I used to be excited about little stuff. I used to tell them, they used to understand, yeah, maybe she's really enjoying it. They never heard me so excited about anything related to CA. Maybe that made them understand that maybe this field will help me, and maybe I'll be able to contribute more to this field rather than CA. So they were supportive. They were always supportive. So yeah, like I had given major years to the CA field. So it was difficult to take this decision to uh, shift totally to a different field. That is commerce and this is arts. So it was difficult. But then I realized that at last, whatever we do in life, we do it to be happy. And if I'm choosing something which is making me happy, then I don't think it can be wrong. I felt like something told me this is right, and I really believe my instincts. So I felt I should really do this. So with the opportunities, with the failure, and with the support, and even my few of my friends were very supportive. uh, they encouraged me and motivated me as much as possible. So even that helped me, and I could make this career like shift.
That's so good to hear, Juhi. Especially, I mean, you said it was writing and painting which really made you happy, and also the importance of not only the importance of having a support system in the form of friends and family, which really helped you have that support system all the while. So while you were taking some really bold steps in your life, right? Because changing career is not a very easy thing. But one thing that I would I just want to talk about a bit more is when there were specific lows or specific downs in life, then what were a few things that you used to tell yourself to get up again the next morning and work harder? What were those few things?
Actually, once one of my friend told me that whenever you face a problem in life, don't see it as a problem. See it as a task. You have to complete one task, and then you'll get another task which you'll again have to complete. And this is the way you live a life, and enjoy that task. Try to be creative with a problem, just like we try to be creative in our work. So if we live our life that way, by considering that problems as tasks that we need to do, and everyone have their like allotted tasks which they are doing in life, so it will become much easier. Like if I feel low, if I feel low, that time I feel it's okay to leave everything for a day or two. Take a break. Take a break. uh, do some stress relieving activities. And I actually really believe in the meditation. Meditation actually makes one feel better and calm. What I believe is one should ourselves that we'll surely do something good in life. This is just not the right time. Everyone has their right time. It's okay if what really happens is when we someone of our age moving forward and we are still behind, we feel bad that time. So we should really stop comparing. Everyone has their own journey. So it's like if you are taking a little longer to achieve success, then it's okay. Like it's not necessary that you have to move hand in hand with them. So just believe in yourself, and that's it.
That's so powerful. I mean, not comparing ourselves with somebody, and I know a lot of us need to hear that, because I mean, it seems like a rat race, right? That is what we call it. It is just a rat
Exactly.
race. We keep competing with each other, so we keep comparing ourselves with our classmates, with our neighbors, with everybody on earth possible, right? So
Exactly.
it is more about ourselves, being our better
Yes.
version each day instead of comparing ourselves. And I think that is when the real happiness comes out and we feel satisfied at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I mean, there is unlimited competition these days, right? So yeah, I think it was really inspiring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Like
that was very
when
inspiring to hear. I would like to ask you a question. Yeah. What advice would you like to give to young women who are pursuing their careers or want to change their path in life? What advice would you give to them?
Uh, what I would like to say them is, first of all, give time to yourself. A little bit time to yourself. You might regret anything in life, but you'll never ever regret giving time to yourself. Whatever career you are pursuing, apart from them, take out time for both your emotional health and physical health. It's absolutely necessary. Do something what makes you feel good apart from the work you are doing. Even if you love what you are doing, still take out time for a different hobby that really makes you feel good. And one more thing I would really like to say is, what happens at this age is, because our parents, and we face a generation gap, we always feel that our parents don't understand us. They will never understand what we want to do, or what to pursue, or anything, other problems in life also. So they should but we should really discuss our problems with our parents. I mean, a little advice does not hurt. It would be useful. They are really wiser and more experienced than us. So they whatever they say is useful. So we should actually communicate our problems with them. And saying the word communicate, I would also like to say that it's absolutely necessary to communicate with people. Half of the problems will be solved if we start communicating.
Which is so true, right?
That's all I want to say.
Thank you so much, Jui. I am sure, I mean, it has been a really great conversation, and there is a lot which, a lot of us really need to hear, and which is really important. Thank you for sharing your experiences and
Thank you.
with us. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jui.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mansi. Thank you so much, Sonu. Thank you, Galbosi.